everyone. As you can see, this is not the same setup as my other 2 videos. I know I post so frequently that you would notice, but we are here in mine apartment.
Mine!
And I have a guest. I have Nate here.
Hi.
So we get to see his ugly mug. So, today we will be doing a special video. I will not be ranting about a Netflix show this time.
We'll be raving.
We will be raving. We will be just having a good old simp fest, basically.
Yeah, so we have our simp tier. Simp tier list of video game characters. The most simpable our most simpable video game characters.
This is very subjective.
No, this is definitive. 100%.
Although I am curious, I feel like, so if anyone watching this has other opinions for some reason,
ludicrous reason,
feel free to put that in the comments so we can put you on blast.
No, people don't have opinions.
So
ignore that.
I'm gonna just send no comments.
Yeah, just none.
I'm gonna block the comments on this video.
So my number 5 choice for simpiest video game character in mine own eyes is Marin from Link's Awakening, because hot damn is she just damn adorable.
I think that's how you spell it. M-A-R-O-N.
I think it's an I.
It might be an I.
Yeah.
Oh, it is an I. Whoopsies.
Look at her.
She's the cutest.
She's so cute and she's so good to Link, and she's
She really is. I will agree with that.
Yeah. And that's why she's got a big heart, and I love her. And I just want to squeeze her. Gives me cute aggression every time I look at her.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So I will say your 5th, number 5 is very different from mine, because when we were talking about this earlier, I was like, I think my number 5 is going to be purely based on bangability.
Yeah.
And so for that reason alone,
I mean, I'd bang Marin. Let's be honest here. If given the opportunity, of course I'd say yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just gonna ignore that comment. I gotta go with Chrom from Fire Emblem, because and I notice most of the male characters that I have on my list, my immediate thought was because he's daddy. And
oh, mama.
No more comments. I feel like that speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Number 4.
That's fast. My number 4 is Aloy from the Horizon series. One of the things I really like about Aloy is just that, like, she's a strong female character, but, like, I don't feel like they spend a lot of time, like, beating you over the head about she's a female and she's strong. It's just, like, she is a character. She's just well written and happens to be a woman. Yeah, exactly. It's like they don't really make a huge deal out of, she's got female body parts. It's like, no, she's just a well character.
Right. Where it's like she's a good example of, because I feel like anyone who is familiar with the podcast knows how I feel about that phrase.
Yeah.
And I feel it's like, when with that video game, like, they don't go out of their way. I feel like they didn't make the game with the mindset of, like, we're gonna make a strong female character. Yeah. It's like, no, they just made a really good character.
They just made a great character who just so happens to be a female.
Yeah. But I will say,
and a redhead.
Yeah. Or what are you insinuating?
What? Nothing at all.
Nate has a thing for redheads confirmed.
I will not comment.
Okay, so that's a yes. Okay, so my number 4, which I know was, I think, in your honorable mentions.
It is.
I'm going with Yennefer. And so from here on, I'm specifically talking about The Witcher 3, because that game is fantastic. But
amen.
She's gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous, but she also is like
she has a great character.
She has a great character, and she's really smart, and she puts up with Geralt's shit and everyone's shit, to be honest. And
she's like the only person who can put up with it all.
And she's very, like, calculated, and she's got moxie, and
you got moxie, kid.
You got gumption. So she's mine. Yeah. I love her. Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
You're gorgeous, honey.
So, number 3 for yours truly is our homegirl, Samus Aran, or Aran.
Wow, this is really difficult.
You got this. Come on.
Is that the right way?
No. Keep it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the right way? That's backwards.
I had to think about it. No, that's right. That's not. It's almost like, what do you call it when there's like, it's the same forwards as it is backwards?
A palindrome.
Yeah, it looks like it's trying to be a palindrome, but failing miserably.
I did my best. It was way harder. Like, It's one thing to write it upside down, but to be using the mirror was a whole... That doesn't even look like it's in English. Oh, well.
No, in the mirror, it does not look like it's in English. No. It's even better. It looks like... it almost looks like you spelled hummus. Hummus.
It looks like... Zummus.
Zummus.
Yeah. Zoomies.
So, our queen, Zoomis... She, the reason I love her, she's a very quiet protagonist, right? She has very few speaking lines. We don't talk about Other M, we don't mention that game. It doesn't exist.
That's fair.
But like in the main 5 Metroid series and in, the Prime trilogy, she speaks almost not at all. But we get so much of her character through, like, just her interactions with the things around her. Like,
kinda
especially...
like Link.
Yeah. Especially... Exactly like Link. So, especially in, like, Samus Returns and then in Super Metroid, like, you see just how... Like, yeah, she's this killing machine and she's a straight-up badass, like, full tilt. But, like, you see just how... vulnerable she is, you know, and I guess they were trying to go for they were trying to double down on the vulnerability in Other M, but they kind of goofed it up a little bit. But just like the fact that like she essentially commits genocide on the Metroids. Spoiler alert for Metroid 2, which is like a 20-something, 30-year-old game at this point.
So y'all should know by now.
Yeah, you should know by now. She kills all the Metroids except for one little baby and then decides to raise it because her motherly instincts are like, I can't kill
This is a baby.
This is a baby. I can't kill this. And so she raises it and then the poor old Metroid baby saves Mama's life and then I'm sad again. And then the Metroids,
You're spiraling.
I'm spiraling. Change the subject.
It's too emotional.
It is.
Okay, well... I appreciate the fact that I brought up Link because that is actually...
Oh, mama.
He is... is that the right way?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So far, so good.
Oh, boy.
Come on, you got this.
Did I win?
It's beautiful. Good old Lonk. Which Lonk?
I did specifically Twilight Princess.
The best looking of all the Links, in my opinion.
He is absolutely the hottest. If I had to, if we're ranking Links, I'd say Twilight Princess and then Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. There's just something about.
Yeah, and I think also his personality, like we were saying with Samus, like a lot of people assume that Link is a blank slate,
right?
But like the way he interacts with people, the way. Mm-hmm. Like characters interact with him is actually really telling of his character. Absolutely. And I think Twilight Princess's Link, so Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild, and Skyward Sword's Link are like the 3 with the most personality.
I feel like they put more work into giving him, they give you context to kind of see what his character is. And I did notice that because I went from Ocarina of Time to Twilight Princess, and I felt like because there was more interaction in the village, you got a better sense of 420 Blaze It. You got a better sense of what he was like and how people saw him. Yeah. So. Yeah. But he's still and it's he's older in this one, so I don't feel weird about thinking that he's really attractive.
Just give him another year and he'll be perfect. Dad material.
Yeah. Yeah. But I also feel like. he's got that nice mix of like, you know, his moment of stoicness, but also I feel like they do a good job with Legend of Zelda games in general. He still has like little goofy
moments,
things about him, and I don't feel like that was lost in Twilight Princess.
Yeah,
so I think
I agree.
He was a good balance.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think highly recommend the Twilight Princess manga. Does a phenomenal job, like actually extrapolating out his character.
Yes.
Highly recommend it.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Number 2, we got Daddy's daughter over here. So good old Lucina.
Oh, man.
Good, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it just an A?
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna do... Did I win?
You win.
Nice.
I mean, if you've played the game, you know just like how complex her character is. And it's really interesting because Fire Emblem Awakening gives you the opportunity to build relationships with the characters. And you can build relationships with other characters as well. And so like, I find it fascinating that, and this goes true for the entire game in general, but I'm specifically talking about Lucina, like the way she interacts with each of the characters, like as you like grow their relationship together, just like shows like not only is she like has this huge heart and, you know, I just can get behind it, but also like she's determined and just yeah,
that was...
And she's voiced by...
Do I need to age restrict that because of that moan you just made?
She's voiced by good old Laura Bailey, who's like one of my favorite voice actresses of all time.
Yeah, she's great.
Awesome. And I love the fact that she, you know, travels through time to save her daddy, and then...
Her father.
Yeah, her daddy.
No.
Daddy.
No.
Your daddy.
My daddy.
Yeah, your daddy. Her father.
Her father.
My father.
Okay, speaking of daddy.
Yeah, speaking of daddy.
Number 2, baby, has got to be Kratos.
Is that a letter or a symbol?
That's a K. That's a K.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Yeah. This is, and I'm talking from the most recent God of War game, because not only is that game beautiful, but Kratos with a beard just hits different.
Nice. Oh, amen.
So it's like, yeah, okay. I don't know. The other games I'm like, he's just a beefcake. But in this one, yes, I feel like, yes, Big Daddy energy. But at the same time, like, the games still, like, do give him really good in-depth, you know, I would say he has struggled with being like a morally gray character before, but in this game especially, I feel like he is really trying to like start over with his life and right his wrongs and do better by his son, who is a little shit. Yeah. But absolutely. Yeah, and then you get to see like the struggle that he has and the struggle of losing his wife and not knowing like, well, what am I going to do now? Yeah. And it just makes him seem very human. So not only does he get the Best Dad Award, he does get the Best Daddy Award as well. Ooh. So,
yeah. Almost the Best Daddy Award.
Almost the best. Well, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. So now let's do our honorable mentions.
And I do want to say, I am so stoked, because I've only played half of God of War. I am so stoked for it to come to PC.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna look even better.
You need to play it. I'm planning on playing it again so I can prep for the new one coming out. But yes, it's very good. If you have not played that game, do it. Do it. Do it.
Do it. Do it. My honorable mentions.
I'm not writing these down.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Number 1 is Petra from Fire Emblem 3 Houses, because I love the way that she just stumbles through speech. It's adorable. And
she has a fun design too.
She has a fun design and a big heart, that's key for me. As you can tell, all of these characters have big hearts. Another one, Peach, Princess Peach from Paper Mario 1000 Year Door specifically, just because I think that is such a fun game. And it shows that Peach doesn't just sit around and wait for Mario to show up.
Yeah.
Like, she actually actively,
they actually,
does things.
do something with her. Yeah.
Yeah. They actually do something with her, and, they give her, a complex character arc in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Still one of the top 5 games of all time. Go play it if you haven't. And we also have Midna. Specifically, the true form is the most simpable.
Yes.
I'm not into the squat one, but at least not in that way. I do love
great.
Midna. I love feisty little Midna, but let's be honest.
True form.
Yeah, goddess Midna.
I can
simp
break
that.
me in half.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And maybe at some point I'll talk about why Midna is such a great character. But if you've played the game,
then you
know why.
Yeah,
she is incredible. And of course, my other 2 honorable mentions are Yennefer, which we've already talked about because she is queen, and Geralt of Riviera, because I had to have my man crush on there too.
Yeah, that is a good segue because he was also on my honorable mention list. I did at first. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have him up here.
I would have thought he would have been up there. Yeah.
See, yeah, initially he was, but the more I thought about it, the more that I was like, Geralt, I will say Geralt is a very good father figure, and I do like his relationship with Yennefer, but he also still does dumb shit.
Oh, he does.
That I'm like, how old are you, sir? You should know better by now.
Oh, another honorable mention, Siri.
Oh, see, do we want to go into number 1?
Oh, go for it.
She's my number 1.
Yeah. Well, okay, what was your joke?
Oh, shoot, I forgot. Oh, I ruined it. I ruined the joke. Toad was my other honorable mention. Because when we were talking about doing this video idea, I was like, oh, we should do our top biggest video game crushes, and I was like, obviously mine's gonna be Toad.
Yeah. So obviously. I mean, you can still,
Yeah. What if I just pull a fast one on you, and Toad's actually my number 1?
Yeah.
He's my number 1.
Yeah. We can pretend it is, and then go back later.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you want to start with your number 1, or do you want me to start with my number 1?
I'll start with my number 1 because I already gave it away. But mine was my number 1, grade A, mommy/daddy. I guess they're both mommies in this sense because I'm guessing you also chose a lady. Mine is Siri from Witcher 3, baby, because she is, first of all, she's cute as a button.
Hell yeah.
She is just... Oh, I love her. I love playing as her. She has, the funnest... I don't know, you play as Geralt and that's fun, but, the moves that you have for Siri are just such a blast.
She's so much fun.
She is. That. And she's so, she has that fun mix of, sassy and confident, and she is sure of herself, but at the same time, she has a good sense of vulnerability. And so I feel like they do a good job of balancing that because it's she's a really powerful character, but she also is trying to figure out her powers, and she doesn't really Geralt is the only person who can really help her to that fullest extent, but at the same time she's the only person like that, and so there's this sense of she's trying to figure out her shit. And I love their relationship. They have the best one of the best father-daughter relationships in a game that I've seen. Yeah. And
you don't see that very often
in really
games.
Don't.
And so I think that's why it's so refreshing.
It is.
And since both of them are such solid, well-written characters, it really just brings it all home, baby.
Oh, it totally does. I would say that game has some of the best written characters I've seen. A lot of things. There are so many good things about that game. But yeah, I'd have to say Siri is one of my favorites. And for those that are unaware, they've now confirmed that Witcher 4 is in the works. And
I hope they focus a lot more on Siri.
See,
make her I'd even do it I'd be stoked if she was the main character.
See, and I talking to you guys, and I talked to a different friend. We talked about that of Geralt's story is done.
Yeah,
like
it's done.
He's done. He wants to just live his life with his lady and just
his lady.
And he, you know, it's like he doesn't. His story is just kind of wrapped up really nicely, but Siri still has a lot more growth.
Yeah.
And so
she's got so much more to go through.
She does. I for one.
Let's put her in the ringer.
Give it me. So yeah, I would love that. That's why she's my number one choice.
These toes kind of remind me of Pac-Man.
Queen. Thank you. Who is your number one? Grade A. Mommy. Sorry.
Mommy. Sorry. Mommy. Zelda. Of course.
Of course.
You know, because
we knew this was coming.
I simp for Zelda all the time. If I had to pick one specifically, it would have to be Skyward Sword Zelda, just because she's so affable. But it was a really close choice between Skyward Sword Zelda and Twilight Princess Zelda, because I feel like Twilight Princess Zelda is very regal and...
I thought I did so good.
I was so proud of myself.
I thought I did it good.
Yeah, Twilight Princess Zelda is so regal, so wise, and like beyond her years, and so it's like she's mommy.
She is mommy. Yeah. She's like, oh.
But we're not here talking about that Zelda. We're here talking about Skyward Sword Zelda.
But I feel like now that Zelda's an honorable mention.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I don't know. I put them... It's almost like I put them at the same level, but for completely different reasons.
That's
like,
fair.
I feel like... Oh, poor guy.
Oh, no. His car.
It's broken.
Anyway.
I don't know. And then, like I said, Skyward Sword Zelda is so affable. She's so bubbly and personable.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just... You can get behind her. You're like, aw. And it's like... She has like this youthful charm to her that it just makes it so much fun to interact with her.
Yeah.
And since she's so much more central in that game, it's
you feel more connected to her.
Exactly. You feel so connected to her. It's like she's like your best. It feels like you're her best friend by the end of the game.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, and it's like I can get behind that.
Yeah, because you don't always get that in a lot of the other games. Yeah. With Zelda. There's a spider on the wall. Well, on that note...
Bye!
Yeah. Have a good day.
A good day. It's YouTube. You know what to do.
You know what to do.
Subscribe. Give us a like. Don't dislike, because that doesn't exist.
You have no choice.
Unless we've just dated ourselves, because the back button comes back at some point.
Oh, that's true. That means... Well, what to do?
I mean, the video's already dated, so just look out down in the description. Okay.
The video is already dated from... Here's a mind doodle. The moment you make something, it's already dated. So sit on that. Goodbye, everyone.